She started when she was little, making dolls' clothes for her dolls, and then around 18 she went to Yeppoon and she actually rented a shop and started her actual sewing career. They'd come with no idea of what they wanted. She had bridal books there and she'd sit down with them. It didn't matter how long it took. They would find a picture and say, oh, I like that neckline, or I like that sleeve. Well, then she would just put that all together and make a wedding dress. She didn't use patterns. She just used a tape measure and a pair of scissors, and that was it. She's a very particular lady. Everything she did had to be perfect, whether the dresses were on the outside or the inside. The inside had to be just as neat and tidy as the outside. Her main love was sewing, and apart from that it was me, because there was her and I. But she sewed right up until she passed away 2 months before her 94th birthday. As long as it entailed a needle and thread, she was happy. And she was able to do that right till the end, which was marvellous for her.
This was a bridesmaid's dress in 1968. These would have been just for going out in the 1970s. I became quite fixated on who this Nell Kelly was. I love the idea that you'd have something specially made for you for a 21st. Isn't that gorgeous? Last year I did a fundraiser for Anglicare of wedding dresses across a century, and a couple of the dresses that came in were beautiful. You could tell the quality of the workmanship in them. One was from 74, one was from 83, and they were just gorgeous dresses, but they were both made by Nell Kelly. I thought, why have I never heard of this Nell Kelly? And both women raved about how wonderful Mrs. Kelly was. And I thought, I've got to find out more about her. Nell operated as a dressmaker from the time she was 18 right through until she was about 80. She still didn't give up dressmaking though after she turned 80. That was just basically when she gave up as a professional. She was still making clothes for her family well after that. And she was just the most extraordinary. As one of the girls who used to work for her said, she was the best of the best. If you wanted a wedding dress in particular in Rockhampton, you went to Mrs. Kelly because her work was just bar none. It was the best. We have everything from tutus and day dresses to debutante gowns and wedding dresses, of course, bridesmaids' dresses, even a mother of the bride dress as well. So there's absolutely a wide range of items. And the fact that they have lasted this long, I think, is testament to the fact that people loved Mrs. Kelly and loved her work.
Umbrella for the morning wedding.
Oh, yeah.
She's been passed away for 19 years and people are still talking about her. You know, she earned the title of Nell Kelly the Dressmaker, and then I became Nell Kelly's daughter. I didn't have to have a name, I was just Nell Kelly's daughter. And as I say, 19 years later, people are still pulling out her dresses. They've kept them, which is marvellous to start with, and yeah, we're still talking about her today. Signature handmade roses. She was probably a lady before her time. What she did was really appreciated, and people still appreciate it today. You know, for the fact that they've kept the dresses, you know, I think that means a lot.
I think she had vision. I don't think she was just a seamstress. As I have been talking about her, she was a couturier. She made dresses to fit the woman and fit perfectly. So it was, for her, a meticulous skill that she employed, but it was also an artistic vision. So it's more than just a job. She was, I think, an artist.